Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Casual Hour, a podcast ostensibly about video games, but mostly about the month of March. I'm your host, Bobby Pease. Joining me, the gamer on the go, Chase Kinnicky, and the gamer who's dying on the inside, Johnny Amazich.
And the outside.
And
Look
the
at
outside.
him.
Dying all over.
Happy
Jalen hot dog fingers.
Jalen hot dog.
Yes.
Wait, what? What?
Mm-hmm.
This is now a baseball podcast.
She's moved a few times. She was on the Lovers, I believe, at one point. Then the Magic.
Wait.
I think she was a Friday for a bit.
What's happening right now?
Tell you what.
I don't know. Baseball's back. I've watched like 20 minutes of it, and that's it.
Is it the same as it was, or is it better?
It's actually much better. They've done a lot of cool UI stuff.
Nice.
It's much easier to understand. It's still browser based, but there's a feed now that you can go into your team and just go to like a feed that will say, here's all the stuff that's happened. Like here's people who've been incinerated on your team, or here's people who've switched or ate a peanut and got allergic or something like that. But then you can also do that for players.
Is that what it is?
There absolutely are peanut allergies in baseball.
It's a shame. That is a damn shame.
It's quite a big deal. Also, some people can eat peanuts though and have a yummy reaction, and then they get better. I don't know. We're not doing baseball anymore. Not anymore.
Man,
but
I
had brought a beer just in case we were.
I just went for it, and it totally.
My team is technically winning. The Hades Tigers are doing the best, but I'm also like not really paying attention to it. I took one look around. I'm like, okay, they updated some stuff. This seems neat. And then haven't really been paying attention.
And that's it. That's all we got. Nothing crazy.
That's baseball.
That's the whole thing.
Jessica Telephone is still my idol.
She's
best
also
new
our
character
best
of
new
2020,
character.
so I'm told.
Well, hey, it's good
That's
to see you
true.
too. I've been crazy busy with work lately, but I've been really looking forward to hanging out with both of you tonight and talking about some video games. And these are my favorite episodes. This is the monthly preview episode. We're going to be telling you all about those new games that are coming out this month, the month of March 2021. We're also going to recap those games that we enjoyed most from February 2021, and maybe the games we didn't enjoy the most from February. We might talk about that a little bit. But before we get into all those things tonight, we're going to tell you about some of the things that we've been playing. And boy, howdy, there are some things on this list tonight that I'm anxious to hear about. And some things I don't even know what they are that I want to know what they are.
It's true. There's some exciting things here.
Well, why don't you get us into it, Chase?
Oh, do you want me to start?
Yeah. Tell us about what you've been playing, man. You're the first on the list here.
Sure. Well, you guys, as you guys know, over the last weeks and months, I have been playing a little game called 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, and I am very happy that I just finally finished that game last night.
Hey,
happy because I was happy because I was ready for it to be over, but also I did really enjoy the experience, but it did take a pretty long time. Like time-wise, actually, I think I was right around the 35-hour count in terms of actual time I put in there. But again, I think I've mentioned this on the show before. It's really hard to play that game in more than 2-hour chunks, and so that just ends up being 70 or not 70 sessions. That would be ridiculous. That'd be half-hour sessions. But still, it ends up being like 17 sessions of that, and that's a lot of sessions. It's a lot of sessions to find time for.
Reading, correct? Just a lot of reading.
It's like 13 novels, and they all tie into each other in some way. But if you start one, sometimes you have to stop it and start reading another one, and then sometimes you finish one. And you're like, cool, well, now I kind of know the whole story. But then you start another story and you go, okay, well, wait, I know all this stuff because it happened in the other story. But also maybe like a couple things have changed. Sure. It's, you know what, we've talked about it. It's good. I enjoyed it. I think the ending is pretty... Yes, yeah, I think the ending is pretty stupid. But stupid in a way that is on its bullshit that I actually kind of enjoyed.
I mean,
so
Johnny will never know. He'll just never know.
Probably not. I don't think Johnny will ever finish this game, and that's okay. But I'm glad I did. And now I'm free. I can play other video games. I can go back to Persona 5 Strikers. Yeah, I can go back to Super Mario 3D World. I need to play Destiny 2. I did play a little bit of Destiny 2 today because I got the one of the exotic helmets out of the Legendary Lost Sector. Thankfully, I only had to play it once, and I just got the helmet. I went, cool, I'm done. I'm out of here. Let's stop playing Destiny for the day. It was great. But I have a couple of other things to talk about. I know one of them we can all talk about, so I'm going to save that one maybe for last. But I'll run through a couple other things really quick. Johnny,
yes,
I think you're the only one who will actually care, or should actually care. I played the demo for Blasphemous on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, and
so Blasphemous, it's a game that's out.
Yeah,
like this is. Mm-hmm. And I've read stories about it. You know, friend of the show, Patrick Klepek, has written extensively about Blasphemous and its voice acting stuff and translation stuff. And I was just kind of curious. It looks really good. I had another friend who said, "Man, like, look at this pixel art." And I'm like, yeah, you're right. It's very nice pixel art. I should give it a shot. And I just looked it up to see how much it cost. And it said, "Hey, by the way, demo. Do you want to play the demo?" I was like, "Yeah, hey, doesn't hurt to try, right?" Mm-hmm. It's a Dark Souls. It's just
absolutely Dark Souls.
It's just a Dark Souls.
I can't believe you bought this game, right? Chase.
I didn't. I played the demo.
Yes. So
no monetary effort put in. Just a tiny bit of time, enough time for me to go, this isn't my thing, but maybe it's Johnny's.
I purchased this game last time it was on sale. I haven't played a lot of it, but it is one of those, and it has a very, Chase, would you agree, unsettling art style?
Oh yeah,
I've seen pictures and videos of it.
A lot of very. Yeah, like a lot of very. I don't know if it's necessarily Gothic. I'm not an expert on architecture, but certainly like some religious themes that have been twisted and manipulated to be quite dark. It's yes, absolutely. There you go. Almost like they named it after it.
It's like edgy Catholicism.
Yeah. There you go.
I say that as someone who was raised Catholic. This is. Yeah.
God damn it. Yeah, I just it's a Dark Souls. I don't know what else to say. It's a 2D Dark Souls. I felt like the bonfire equivalents that they have are spaced a little too far apart. Because I never found another one. That shows you how much I played. But I went through a couple different directions. I guess it's like Dark Souls meets Castlevania. Because it's got those same kind of room set up, and you can go to the map and see that kind of stuff.
It's just
and it seems really cool for people who like that. Totally, yeah. I mean, there's definitely some sick shit that happens.
Body horror type shit, right?
Totally. Like here's just like a masticated looking dude who's holding the wheel, and he's just gonna throw that wheel at you. And it's like, hey man, that's fucked up. Don't do that. And he's like, what are you going to do? Parry me? And I said, yeah, I guess. After I learned what the parry window is. Mm-hmm. Before I learned the parry window, you can just keep bashing me with this fucking wheel. And I got hit with that wheel quite a bit. Anyway, it's Blasphemous. I think for the people who like that style of game, they would really like this game.
Seems all right.
I'm just not one. Yeah, totally.
Well,
yeah, now we've got a fun decision here. Do we talk about the game we've all played, or do I get into some secret stuff?
Let's get the demo out of the way.
Okay. So Blasphemous wasn't the only demo I played. I also played the demo for Outriders.
So, with Outriders, I think I enjoyed that game exponentially more because I skipped basically every cutscene. And listening to people talk about it, it sounds like the writing and the story is bad. And apparently they say ass a lot. So I don't know if either of you two experienced more than...
I mean, it is by the Bulletstorm devs, so... I'm surprised they didn't say other curse words more.
I think that it's very fair to... All right, so this game was supposed to come out at the beginning of February. It's been pushed back to April. They put out a complete...
Supposed to come out November.
Yeah, sorry. Supposed to come out in November, got pushed back to February, then got pushed back to April. The game is got like the first couple missions in the first segment of the world available. There's a god-awful prologue. And I mean, we could spend a lot of time talking about it, but it's terrible acting in that prologue. And the timing, and I feel the pacing, it's like two separate things that you're getting into. Like, it doesn't match up with what the game actually is.
No. Can we talk about Bargain Bin Revolver Ocelot in the beginning of the game?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about, Chase?
So I no, because I skipped all the dialogue, not because I was like, oh, I can't stand this dialogue, but because I was very quickly trying to
the game.
Get past it so I could play the co-op with Bobby and friend of the show Jason as we did a stream about it. You know, streaming with people from the casual hour. You wouldn't.
Yeah, we did that on Monday.
Nope, that didn't happen. I don't think that's true.
So
I skipped through everything, and to your point, Johnny, I don't know if I like that game more for having skipped the story, because now I just felt like, it's
the combat was okay.
Stuff here.
I had fun with it.
The combat feels really
perfectly
good,
fine.
I think. The abilities feel good. At least I haven't played all the classes, so I can't speak to all of them. But the two classes that I've played, I enjoy the feel of them quite a bit. I don't necessarily know if I enjoy the level progression at this point in time, or the lack thereof, because it really felt like it was like, okay, you go into a room, you shoot maybe a dozen people, and then it's just kind of done. It just ends abruptly. And I don't think that has anything to do with story beats. Like, I think that's just legitimately how the encounters are. And there's some cool synergy stuff that can happen, but like not enough in my opinion. Like, I didn't see benefits necessarily from, and I've played this with two different groups of three. So I haven't seen, and I've played with people playing as other characters too. So like, I haven't seen yet where it's like, is there a benefit to having, a Devastator, a Pyromancer, and a Trickster? Like, I haven't seen how that all plays into it, where a game that isn't necessarily an online service game, but a game that is definitely like, hey, this particular class only heals when people die. This particular class only heals when it's damaging people. Like, there's things that make it sound like this would benefit greatly from being in a situation where you would have to have people playing together a bit more. And I didn't find that the AI was overly challenging based off of like the high-low cover system that they would have going with it, or anything like that. Like, it felt like it was basically on rails doing what it was going to do regardless of what you threw at it. I will say this much. I'm shitting on the game. I'm not trying to shit on, being a little bit more critical. I enjoy the game. I will end up picking up the full release of the game. It's popcorn. It's junk food. It is a game that I will play through the story and have a good time with it. I don't think it's trying to be better than anything else out there. I think it's just trying to have a seat at the table, which is fine by me.
It's a good thing that it's not.
Yeah. I mean, you played maybe like 2 minutes of it, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I played for like 2 hours with you.
No, I don't remember.
It was fun.
I think it has potential. I think there's some foundational elements that feel really good. I think the build crafting that they have in that game, even now, even just this very early part of the game, where you can get a few interesting weapons that have some pretty cool stuff. Like, I got a sniper rifle that every time you reload it, it does a little area of effect damage, which is pretty pointless on a sniper rifle, because you should be aiming very far away from people, so there shouldn't be anything around you when you reload. But if that same mechanic was carried over to other weapons, which I'm sure it is, then yeah, okay, that's really cool. Maybe I can make a build around this.
Right.
Being such an early demo, they don't let you get that far into character skills. You only get a few from then, and then there's a skill tree, like a secondary skill tree that you can only put a couple points into. So you don't get to see a ton, but I think there is potential for that. And I think there are some kind of combo-y stuff. Like, as Bobby said on our stream, we were doing the George R.R. Martin thing. I was fire, he was ice, and we were messing some people up, and it seemed pretty cool.
There's a really cool quality of life.
Never were released. Too. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes. Also, it will never be released. That's exactly. That's exactly it.
So,
But I do think it misses on a number of things. And Bobby mentioned maybe the biggest one when we were on that stream of just everything feels so slight. We got into a mission. It took us 5 minutes of shooting one room and then another room, and then it was done. It even seemed like we were there was the last mission that we did that I think the prompt said to climb up this mountain. So maybe there's actually more to this mission in the full game. I don't know. But like we started to climb and then it just faded to black and put us right back where we were. And it's like, yep, you finished it. You're done. You did the thing. It's like, what? How are we done? There should be more to these missions than that.
I agree. And I think that there has to be, like, I certainly hope there will be, or there's going to be some really unhappy people come April. The only two little nuggets I want to throw out there that I think are worth mentioning from a quality of life standpoint in games like this. So you mentioned the classes, and you mentioned like the skill trees for it. The skill tree, when you look at it, is pretty fucking daunting. I mean, there's like 24 icons, maybe more on the screen. It's really big. And there's three, it's basically 3 paths that you can go with your character to spec them in a way that meets your playstyle more. I really appreciate that at any moment you can, at no cost, it doesn't like penalize you or anything, you can completely respec your character. And I think that's really cool. So like maybe I do have a Devastator that I've been playing more as like a DPS, but I need to play more as a tank. I can respec it that way if I need to. My gear might not be available for that, which would be a bummer, but I think that's really cool. I like the material system that they have going where you can break stuff down, and I think that you can craft some really cool stuff with it. Like legitimately any piece of gear that you own, you can take to legendary status, which is really great. Those types of things go a long way. And I didn't have to do it, but the things I have read and heard from others is that the matchmaking's pretty solid. And right out of the gate, they have crossplay, which is awesome. It worked pretty well. One time I played with somebody on a PC and an Xbox while I was on a PlayStation 5, and somebody generates a code, which is, kind of gross to think about, but it did work out all right. And there was no hiccups.
Did Nintendo design the system?
It was more like a 2-step verification code. It was better than Monster Hunter, I'll say that much.
It was QR.
Oh, okay.
It's not QR. I think there's kind of something there, but I don't think it's actually there yet. Unlike Bobby, I don't think this is something I'm going to be picking up day one. Maybe this gets some extra love down the road sometime, and we'll get some new content, and we'll brighten up a lot of this game. Maybe they'll do something about those silly, stupid little cutscenes that we get. I did actually read, I can't remember if it was an Ars Technica article or a PC Gamer article. I think it was PC Gamer. Somebody asked the developers, like, what's up with those tiny little cutscenes where you just jump over a bridge or you open a door? And their answer was, playtesters had said, hey, I don't know why I'm being teleported, because they would be playing with a group and then one person would do the thing and then it would just fade to black and come back up and they'd be there. It's like, well, we wanted to give them something so they all know the context of they're jumping into this new area, or they're opening the door to this new place.
Literally jumping into
and it's like, okay. Yeah, and it's like, oh, and it's also hiding a load. And it's like, but it's not hiding a load, because then it just fades to black twice now.
Yep.
It fades to black to get to the cutscene. Then it fades to black to get out of the cutscene. It just felt very stilted in that, which didn't feel very good.
That's been something that I've seen called out a lot. I have to imagine
the quote from the dev said, there's not going to be time to do a whole lot about that before launch, but I could see post launch maybe they do something, because it's silly. It's just ridiculous. It's
I think that this is
anyway. I didn't say the D word in this entire. Oh yeah, I totally believe that. I could see it PlayStation Plus as well. But I didn't say the D word, and I think I should be commended for that.
Not tonight, at least. But yes.
Not tonight. I had many opportunities to say it, and I didn't.
It's fair. That's fair.
Anyway, let's talk about some secret games.
I'm over this. I want to know what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay, I put on this list here a game you literally cannot buy anymore. Does anyone have a guess at what this might be?
Knack 2.
A state of emergency.
Oh, you can buy NAC 2. You could buy State of Emergency, can't you? Like you could buy like a physical
Somewhere.
copy. Yeah. Well, you literally cannot buy this game anymore. And that game is Tokyo.
Okay.
What?
I was going to say NBA Elite.
No. That's that's a good guess though, in that it can't be bought. It actually followed the criteria. No, I played Tokyo Jungle Mobile, which is a PlayStation mobile game. And they discontinued PlayStation Mobile, and you cannot download any games from that service anymore.
What's this game called?
Tokyo Jungle Mobile. So Tokyo Jungle was a PS3 game, downloadable title, and that you can still play. You could even play it on a PS5 through PlayStation Now, I believe. And that game is fun. It's about you're an animal in Tokyo, and Tokyo has kind of been reclaimed. Humans have gone, and nature has reclaimed Tokyo, and you go around as an animal, and you get to choose that animal. You start out with a Pomeranian. That's kind of the meme thing that went on with this game, is like, hey, you're this Pomeranian that's going around and eating other animals and making puppies and all that stuff. But you eventually find more animals in the wild, and the more points that you get, because it's kind of a roguelike game, the more points you get in through doing these different roguelike missions, you can then purchase new animals to be. And there are two different kinds of animals. There's herbivores and carnivores. So your Pomeranian is carnivore. That means you go and you attack other animals and you eat them to get your hunger meter back up.
What is the Pomeranian attacking?
It's you might be attacking a deer or a porcupine.
Excuse me, a Pomeranian is taking down a deer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Fine.
You got to be strong.
Bite its ankles until it's dead.
Or you can play as that deer, and now you have to watch out for the carnivores, and you need to find the plants that are in each of these areas to continue to survive. Anyway, that it's cool. And Tokyo Jungle Mobile is the same thing, except it is now on a it's not full 3D. It is a top isometric game. It's an isometric. It's a grid-based thing. It's not turn-based exactly, but you are jumping between tile to tile to tile, and it's really, really cool. I played it on the PSP, and then I was able to download it on the Vita before the PlayStation Mobile thing died. PlayStation Mobile died before the Vita died, which is
Vita's dead.
Interesting.
Long live the Vita.
Absolutely. So yeah, I actually pulled out my Vita. I don't know why I had this wild hair to be like, yeah, you know what? I should play some Tokyo Jungle Mobile. But I pulled.
Was this before or after we had our monthly conversation of me saying, hey, I'm looking at Vitas on eBay right now, and then you just say, Johnny, you don't need to buy a Vita, and I go, yeah.
It actually might have been inspired by that. Now that I'm thinking about it, it might have been you saying, hey, Chase, should I get a Vita? And me going, no, of course not. What are you talking about?
Why do you do this?
But I got my Vita out
the way that you are.
Yeah, that's a good question. He wants a Game Boy Micro and he wants a Vita. Like, dude, I appreciate the love, but you actually do not want those things. Anyway, I pulled out my Vita to play this game, which was quite an experience because I had changed my Wi-Fi password since I played my Vita, so I got to sign back into PSN through that. Then it said, okay, wait, hang on, you can't play this PlayStation Mobile game because you need to have the date set correctly. I was like, fuck you, I'm gonna play this once and then I'm gonna say fuck it. And it's like, okay, well, fine, I'll put the date in correctly. And then it goes, actually, no, we need the date to be automatically input through the internet, so you need to be signed up through stuff. I'm like, fuck, okay, this game isn't even online. It doesn't matter. I just want to play Tokyo Jungle Mobile. And then I did that, and then it said, no, you got to do something else. And it took me an hour to even get set up on the Vita, and then also downloading updates and bullshit before I could actually play this game. It was worth it. I played it like 3 hours on a Saturday. It was awesome.
I'm glad all the effort was
nice.
Worth.
I unlocked the Deinonychus, which is the if you remember Jurassic Park, it's the spitter one.
Yeah, buddy.
What's a Deinonychus doing?
It doesn't spit in this one, unfortunately. I don't know. but it's there, and it's a fucking raptor, and you can play with it, and it's fucking awesome.
The lore for this game sounds like it's all over the place.
It is. It's ridiculous, and it's awesome, and I love it. In fact, the best mechanic that it has, and I think it's in the PS3 version as well, but it's even more pronounced in the mobile version, is if you are flanking an animal, as long as it's not looking directly at you, like this little teeth meter will show up. And if it goes red, that's when you hit the button and you can get a clean kill. And it's like doing a crit attack, and the everything slows down and it says clean kill on the screen. Unfortunately, it doesn't announce it, but it's fucking rad, especially when you're like a Pomeranian and you attack a bear and you can do that and you like stealth. Yeah, It's bears are pretty tough, but if you get your Pomeranian strong enough, you can totally clean kill a bear.
What is this game?
It's great. It's great, and you can't play it. You had to have it. You had to have it downloaded. It's like PT. You had to have it downloaded because that service is just no longer there, and that's sad. But you can still play original Tokyo Jungle, which some people say is better. I go back and forth, but you can definitely still play real Tokyo Jungle, which you should on PlayStation Now on PS5. But you cannot play Tokyo Jungle Mobile, which is a shame because that game fucking rules.
Interesting. Now, when you're talking about the clean kill thing, does that feel as nice as in Final Fantasy VIII when you pull R1 at the right time and fire Squall's Gunblade? Because that was always really satisfying.
I haven't played Final Fantasy VIII.
Not good.
Sorry.
Chase.
I'm sorry. Sorry, John. I own it.
Okay.
I own it. Sorry.
All
right, guys. I've talked a lot. I've got one last game, and you know what? You guys have worn me down. I've been hearing everybody talk about this game. You know, it's the Viking game. I get it. We gotta talk about the Viking game. Everybody's talking about the Viking game, so I was like, "Fuck, okay." I've watched live streams of the Viking game. I've read articles.
Quit jerking
on the
our
Viking
chain
game.
and just tell us what this is.
I did. I broke down. I bought the Viking game. I did it. Congratulations.
Did you
well done.
start playing Clash of Clans?
He's playing Valhalla.
I bought Lost Vikings as part of the Blizzard Arcade Collection on Switch, baby. I actually didn't play the Lost Vikings because all I wanted to play was Rock and Roll Racing. And holy shit, Rock and Roll Racing is on the Switch. And I love that game so much. And it's so good.
Okay.
It's the best game Blizzard's ever made, by far. World of Warcraft? Fuck that game.
We can stop.
Rock and Roll Racing.
Chase, there's some things we say that we can't take back.
I will not take that back. It's a fantastic.
If you've never played Rock and Roll Racing before, is this collection worth picking up? Does that game still hold up?
There's also other versions of it that you can play. I mean, they've done a little bit of work to it.
It is. That's the coolest thing to me. Yeah. That is maybe the most amazing thing to me is because I didn't know that when I picked it up. Friend of the show, actual friend of the show, Pierce Corshane, wrote to me. And I was like, "Hey, are you buying that Blizzard collection?" I was like, "What Blizzard collection?" He said, "What are you talking about? Don't you love Rock and Roll Racing?" It's like, "Wait, what?" And I looked it up.
You didn't even know that this came out.
I didn't know this came out. And that's the most amazing thing. It was a surprise to everyone. It wasn't in our February preview. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, because wasn't it like a surprise announcement at BlizzCon?
What? So if it's a surprise announcement, Johnny, how am I supposed to know? I don't listen to BlizzCon.
That's what I'm saying. It's why it wasn't on that episode. But I could have swore that you and I talked about this.
We did not talk about this. Okay. I would have been much more excited about this earlier. But yeah, to Bobby's point, it does have different versions of these three games. It has three games in it: Lost Vikings, Rock and Roll Racing, and a third game nobody cares about. I don't remember the name of it, so I assume nobody cares about it.
I'm drawing a blank. I just read about this game on Wikipedia.
It stars a dude. It's like a contrary kind of thing. I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, sure. Yeah, whatever you say. I think I think the coolest part of this is that they have different versions of the game. So you can play the 1993 SNES version. You can play the actually,
too, right?
yeah, it's 1993 SNES version. You can play the 1994 Sega Genesis version.
Yep.
You can play. They've made a special new 4-player mode for Rock and Roll Racing because it only used to support 2 players. And then they've made a definitive version, which has full widescreen and CD quality audio, because that's one of the main big things about this game is that back in the day it had these digitized tracks of real songs. Like it has Bad to the Bone in it and
hey, don't
other
stream it.
songs.
We can't play on stream tonight.
No, certainly not. You might be able to play the digitized ones, but you certainly cannot play the definitive edition because it just takes the real songs, which I think is actually wrong and bad.
No,
I don't want the lyrics in there. Like you actually just got the real songs.
You don't want to hear Highway Star?
I do, but I want to hear a crunchy 16-bit version of Highway Star.
Okay, which version is better, the SNES or the Genesis version?
The SNES, like 100%. I never played the Genesis growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I played the Genesis. I never played the Genesis version of this, but I tried them all tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And oh man, the Genesis one is bad. It sounds wrong. The colors are wrong.
But I thought the Genesis had
I thought so
blast
too.
cores or whatever it is.
Yes, the blast processor.
Yes.
Yeah, if it's the only version you had available to you, absolutely go with God. Get Rock and Roll Racing for the Genesis. But
so the official
the
Chase Kinnicky ranking is SNES.
Yep.
Definitive.
SNES. I don't know. The definitive plays really well, but that music is not good. And even worse than the music is they've brought in the original announcer to come in and reread lines, and he doesn't do as good of a job as he did before.
Well, it's probably like a pretty old man at this point, right?
I'm with you. He does an admirable job of sounding like himself, but maybe there's something in the digitization of his voice that just makes it sound real good.
Low energy.
The SNES version is the one to play. It's very good. That game used to have a password system. It still does. You can still do your old passwords on it, but it also has a save feature, so you can just save in there. It's really easy. The SNES and Genesis versions have different options. You can change screen filter stuff, turn that shit off, and then you can also there's a border that you can turn off and on, and then you can have it in full screen or widescreen that actually stretches out the pixels. Don't do that. Play it in full. Play it in full without the shitty filters on it. Play the SNES version. The game is great. I'm gonna play through that all completely again, and it's gonna be awesome. The only bummer, it's not even really a bummer, is that they did not include the Game Boy Advance version of
There's a GBA version.
Racing. There's a GBA version that I own.
Okay.
Is it? I don't know if it's really any different.
You're not going to buy another equipment for it. You're not going to buy a fucking Game Boy. You're not going to buy a Vita. Just get the one for
I got an Analog Pocket coming, dog.
Johnny, buy a Game Boy Micro and Rock and Roll Racing for the GBA.
God.
Do it. It's great. The last point I'll make is to be able to hear when I loaded up that SNES version and I heard Ivan scores a first place knockout, Viper finishes second, Shred finishes a weak third, Rip is in another time zone. And I'm like, I'm in another time zone. And that time zone is island time. Like this, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
All right.
That game is great. That game is so good. It doesn't hold up. If somebody played it and didn't, if somebody played it now and hadn't played it before, probably not their thing. But that game is the best. That game's the best.
Any other games, Chase? Are we good?
There's a hovercraft in that game that you eventually get. It's really good.
So because we have
moving on,
a ton to talk about, we're going to move on here. I will try and be brief myself. Bowser's Fury.
We all shared the Outriders demo. Okay, cut that out of my time.
I finally got around to playing Bowser's Fury, and that game is really good. that game is very, very good. That is exactly what I would like to
That
see
seems
Mario
like a
do.
thing.
Is it?
That seems like a thing I expected you to enjoy a lot.
Okay, question.
What?
I have little to no desire to play through 3D World ever again.
Here,
I
stop
played all of
talking
it.
then. Stop. You just said something really dumb.
Anyway,
Is your question whether it's worth it just for Bowser's
Yeah.
Fury?
Exactly.
I don't know.
'Cause I know it's not-
You've spent money
It's
on
not super long.
you know, other games that you like out of curiosity, like you bought an
It-
entire JRPG, 2 of them. And
What?
so
Hmm.
was that like a precursor for a Smash character that you wanted to check out, or was that just like
Are you talking about Xenoblade and
Yes.
Ni no Kuni?
No, just basically Xenoblade. No, I think, Johnny, from what I've experienced so far, it's definitely a really compelling look at Mario. I think it's a really interesting.
It looks
take on-
awesome.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really fucking cool what they're doing there. And I told Chase I would keep it a bit more high level because he wanted to go into it as blind as possible. So
Relatively.
for those of you who are uninitiated, this is what's tacked on to the remake of the 3D world that came to the Switch. This seems to me like it almost feels like a passion project that somebody's just like, wow, that's actually pretty cool. Let's use it. And they didn't have enough there to flesh it out as like its own shit, but they tacked it on as this secondary experience to 3D World, and it's like it's like a full on open world Mario game. It's wild.
Yeah, man. Do you want the next Mario game to be designed in this same style?
So that's like, I really liked Odyssey. I thought Odyssey was a great like nostalgia ride. It didn't feel like it was moving things forward by any stretch. Like it just felt like it played on the things.
Really?
It wanted to. I mean, I don't know.
I
like,
thought the Cap stuff, like Cappy and all the different movement options that opened up through that, I thought that was actually really game changing.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose so. Like, I'm
You're not going to space. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is
once Mario goes to space, where do you go after that?
hell. You take
New
Mario
Donk
to
City.
hell. You go to hell with Mario. No, so like the cool thing about this is that like you're collecting power-ups, right? Like you've got all the suits and abilities that come in the game that are in this item bar that you can open up at any time, and you're like collecting multiple ones. But like if I come up to a situation where it's like, oh shit, I wish I had the cat suit, I go into my inventory, I just open it up and equip it and run up the side of this and like do that whole thing that goes with it. I mean, it feels so good. It is a bit more like, when I say open world, I think that's a bit generous because you are doing like these micro levels within the world, but you bounce in and out of them really effectively. And like they even have a mount. I mean, Dino the Dino from the game where you ride on it is essentially there for you to like hop on and go between some of these like levels. It's really fucking cool, man. I'll tell you what, like
But there aren't any loads, are there?
No.
Like it's not Outriders. You're not
No,
jumping
no
over
jump.
a
You
2-foot
see
chasm.
Mario about to jump across the platform, fade to black. He jumps across the platform, fade to black again. He lands.
Chase nailed
And then
it.
you
When we were playing it, he was talking about, yeah, it's getting, like, I think you'll like it because of the pathless. And the pathless had these big encounters where like the boss will be roaming in these areas, and if you got too close, then you had to go into this like mini game essentially where you were trying to navigate around it. And so Bowser will pop up unbeknownst to you at times and just rain holy hell down on the world. But then
he's mad.
He's mad, but as you're doing things, you can unlock these bells.
I'd say he's furious.
Yeah, it's probably right. He'll you get these abilities where you can basically, Gigantamax yourself and have this full on, monster size battle with Gigantamax furry Mario. And
it's my favorite Pokemon.
Yep. Is he shiny?
He is shiny. He's glowing. And you can defeat Bowser in that sense, and then like you'll set him back for a bit, and then it's like, okay, you're unlocking these abilities or things. Not abilities, I'm sorry, but you have to find like these shines that will open up like lighthouses and other things that progress the main story there forward. I don't think it's a very long game, Johnny, so that's why I'm hesitant to say spend $60 on it. But if you are,
it's like 4 or 5 hours, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, you still get to
everything.
play probably one of the best Mario games ever on the other side of it, so it's worth the money.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game.
And so I think that there's some really interesting things here that that I could see them bringing over to Mario, and I think that the reception here has been really, really positive. It feels great, man. It feels really good. It's a cool ass.
Are there
Mario game.
any of the touch controls or stuff that we dealt with in the 3D World part?
There is one
in
thing
theory.
in it that it's not that bad. So you are accompanied by Bowser Jr. in this, and he's basically like, "Hey, my dad's sick. You got to help my dad. Like, help me help my dad." And so he's tagging along with you, and they do give you an option. Like, his involvement in helping you out can be little to a lot to none at all. And there's like these one of the first things you see. Remember the M logo from Mario Sunshine?
Unfortunately,
Yes.
So like there's a material that's causing Bowser to be furious and that M is painted with it. And so Bowser Jr. is painting things for you, but there's like these hidden things in the world where you can tap on it and he'll paint something there, and then it'll like pop out a mushroom or whatever. So it's nothing crazy. It's nothing that I've seen where it's like, hey, you have to like time your jumps here with this. It's legitimate. Like, this is more like Captain Toad, how you would like tap.
It's an assist mode, right?
Yeah. So you can actually have it be where
and you can play it completely without it.
You can play it without it, and you can also have it to where somebody on couch co-op can play as Bowser Jr. So I don't know how like involved that would be.
Okay.
But you can actually have somebody pick up the sticks and play with you that way. So that could be a fun thing.
Probably about as much as like the. Yeah, it sounds a lot like the way they did Mario Galaxy, where like one person is the Luma thing that goes around the screen.
It's
picks
cool,
up star bits.
I feel it would be a waste to not absorb some of those concepts into the next full release of a Mario game, because it's really fucking cool. It's really cool. So I've talked about Outriders. I got some stuff to talk about with Valheim. Johnny, I know that you're going to talk about that, so I can wait and just join you, or I can kick that off now. But I also have a surprise game here.
We can knock it out.
Okay.
I'll leave it to you. What do you want to talk about first?
I would say like we've been streaming that game a lot, and that game continues to surprise me. I just can't understand like where it's at with what it's doing. The other night we had a really successful playthrough where we got to the swamp finally. And
we made it to the swamp, and then
that was awesome.
Johnny got killed by a blob.
I did.
I
did. That was a lot of fun. And that game, that's the style of growing on me, the way it looks. The lighting effects. I took some really nice screenshots while we were playing.
Yep.
Like the way that the moonlight was bouncing off stuff, and it's a cool game. I know Chase isn't as hot on it as we are, but
I just don't get it.
It's fine.
Really quick, you mentioned the screenshots.
Fine, yeah.
That Mario game has a really awesome photo mode, by the way.
Yeah, I was reminded that it had a photo mode earlier tonight.
It's got an awesome one. Yeah, man, like so we've got a server pretty much going, and we talked about this on the stream, so I don't need to rehash it, but there was a moment of the year happened in that game, and it was just insanity, and the whole like getting back to the base was a nightmare. If you want to check that out, you can go to on our Twitch channel here. You can go check out our videos on demand, or you go to our YouTube page and see that, and we unhash it there. I'm not going to talk through it again tonight.
The stream was very excited when you accomplished your goal. And even though I didn't understand what was going on, other people did, and they seemed excited about it.
It was like a little nerve-wracking. Like it was very, very nerve-wracking to do that.
Harrowing.
Yeah. I love that game more than I thought I would, and I still just can't believe how well it's doing. I think they actually eclipsed another milestone today, even
5 million.
It's just nuts. Yep. That game just can't slow down. So, all right, Chase, I'm playing something that I think that you should know about, and I've been
Super Robot Wars. All right, finally, we did it. We did it.
I've been sitting on this one.
Okay.
And Johnny knows about it. I told him a little bit about it the other night. I'm playing another MMO that you can play right now that costs you nothing.
Except your soul.
What
Chase,
is it?
you've been
Is
playing
it
stuff for
RuneScape?
a while.
Old
Did you start
Old
RuneScape?
school RuneScape, Chase.
You've been playing a lot of things for a while that have piqued my curiosity, but I haven't necessarily had the means to play them. And I'm always like, what the fuck is he talking about with these things? Like, that sounds really cool. I'm playing Pokemon Revolution Online. And
Okay.
I don't know how this fucking game can exist. I have no idea.
Did you accidentally click on a pop-up ad that you weren't supposed to?
Yep.
No. Is that a thing?
I mean, that's the only way I could see somebody playing some bootleg-ass Pokemon game is...
Motherfucker, you have all these ROM hacks that you've been playing through. When you want to talk about bootleg
absolutely.
Pokemon.
Yeah, no. But I have like legitimate bootleg Pokemon. What is...
Wait.
I don't think this game is...
Moron, Chase.
I know it is. Shut up, Johnny. So it sounds like this game actually has more to it than
yeah.
Talk about the game.
That's pretty wild. You create a character, and there's very similar tropes to when you're starting this. So first of all, you can play this on
what's this called?
Pokemon Revolution Online. You can play this game on Mac, you can play it on PC, and you can play it on Android. So it's pretty wild. You create your character, you get dropped down into the world, and you have to go pick your starter Pokemon. But in the midst of doing that, there's just fucking people everywhere. Your Pokemon does follow behind you, and that's pretty awesome. But there's also this free roaming Pokemon that are just like out in the world that you can see running through the grass and things of that nature. And you go and you run into Professor Oak. He's like swinging by my office, and you've got a choice of 4 starting Pokemon. What are they?
4?
Mm-hmm.
Blasphemy.
So the way that they position the 4th one is hey, that one's not tame. It's wild. You can get that one if you want to. If you really don't like the other 3, you can get this one, but it's wild. It's the original 3 and Pikachu. So Pikachu's the wild one that you can get.
Okay. So they did the thing.
They did the thing. And so you start off you're in Kanto where you're starting out, and you're basically moving around and moving and shaking. But you get to the first town, and you go to the Pokemon Center, and it's legitimately the same characters from the anime that are in there.
Is it actually Kanto, or is like have they redone the sprites to make it look like? I mean, is it like a whole new area, but they're saying like it's Kanto, or are you going from Pallet to Viridian City?
So let me share. There are 4 major regions currently in the game: Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, and
Sinnoh. Yes. Sinnoh. Yeah.
And there's custom-made unique areas as well. So there's a whole PvP section to this, like competitive, like Pokemon. And if you want to do that, you can test yourself by becoming a regional champion and obtaining different legendary and mythical Pokemon hiding within the Pro universe. Pokemon Revolution Online, for those who are uninitiated. There are several customization options available with clothing, headwear, and even mounts. Yes, this is an MMO where you can get shiny mounts even if you wanted to move around the game.
I just don't understand. So I see a video about this game all the way back from July 2018, and I just don't know how this has been allowed to continue to exist.
It's a free game, but all the shit that I just mentioned, anything that you do with clothing, that's going to cost you money. And it's like it can be as simple as like $2 to get that. So you're actually
now I really can't believe that it hasn't been taken down.
You're legitimately, you can pay for Pokemon mounts. The other thing of it too is like they've got like in-game like shit that you can buy, like, hey, I'm going to have an XP boost for 72 hours. Like you can do crazy shit like that with this game if you wanted to. It's there, but you don't have to do it. But the crazy, so you get to your first town, and just like an MMO, you got fucking Officer Jenny hanging out. She's going to give you 3 quests. Hey, go back to Route 1. I want the hair from 3 fucking Rattatas, but you have to have Thief to do that. And so you have to have a Pokemon with Thief. Here it is for you. And you need to get, it's crazy what you're doing in this game.
Okay. I'm sorry. This game has been around since at least 2016. I'm discovering.
Yeah.
What? I don't. Nintendo takes. There's the most.
Dude, I have no idea how this game is the thing. I legitimately don't. Like, it's not even hiding what it is.
Yeah, like how does Pokemon Uranium, which was a Pokemon, it wasn't a ROM hack. That was a completely from the ground up game that had like a whole brand new set of Pokemon. Like it wasn't real Pokemon. All it had was the name. And this is just ripping off literally everything.
So,
okay.
I think both of you should download this and play it. It's free. I think you should check this game out. I downloaded it. It's fucking wild. I literally there's a chat going on. Everybody's like, "Hey, I need this, and that," and you can like hide that shit. But I did pop in to heal my Pokemon and my Sprite.
How much did that cost you?
Nothing at all.
That's free. Okay, I figured that it would be like $1 per Pokemon.
The only thing that they're charging for is legitimate cosmetics, like to make your character look different, which I might have to do because I've already been bullied about how I look. So
you have?
Yeah.
You've been cyberbullied? Why would I want to play this game now?
Pokemon fans, am I right?
I wanted to heal my Pokemon. And my fucking guy is just bald like me. I mean, but like he has no beard. I mean, he's fucking bald. I mean, like baby's ass bald. Like and I'm healing my Pokemon, and all of a sudden the screen pops up, and it says direct message from like Aloe Vera or something like that, and it goes, "Wow, bald enough?" And then they just left the conversation. Legitimately opened up a direct message with me, made a comment about how bald my character was.
Hey, you know what?
What do you think the age of this person was that sent you this message?
They're old. They're old for sure.
In terms of Pokemon fans, that was a good interaction. Like you didn't get shit thrown at your face, so like literal human excrement thrown at your face. So it was a good interaction. In comparison,
I don't know how this game is a thing. It's pretty all right. The combat stuff's fine. The animations are fine.
Bobby with the hard sell. Pokemon. People are mean to you. The combat's not very good.
I didn't say the combat wasn't very good. I said the combat's all right. Like you're not gonna. I mean, look, Pokemon's not known. Trust me. If you want to know like how people feel about Pokemon like not moving around, go see what happened when Sword and Shield came out. So like there's about the same level of movement. Like I know that like a fire kick is just a bunny hopping in Sword and Shield. There's a little bit more here than that.
Dude. Okay. Yeah.
What is oh my god, is it Suntrip? Is that the name of it? The evolved version? Or that
Suntrip Ford?
No, not Suntrip Ford.
Sentret is the squirrel, but the evolved one, the one that's a fucking, I forgot what it's called.
Anyway, so one of the first missions is like, hey, this thing's on Route 1. We don't know they're not normally around these parts. You need to catch that for me. And so like you can get other Pokemon from like other generations pretty early on in that first Route 1 area.
Who's your team?
My team currently is Squirtle, Pidgey. I got a Nidorino, and I've got a Suntret. Is that what you said the name of it was? I ended up getting one of those.
Sentret is the unevolved form.
The more like rounder
is
one,
the evolved.
Right? The shorter, rounder one. I've got that one.
Stands on his tail.
What?
I don't think we're talking about the same Pokemon anymore.
Anyway, I got.
It looks like a raccoon.
I don't know. I got one of those, and then I got Rattata right now.
So, and how much time have you put into this?
I probably got like 2 hours into it, but I've just been trying to get some currency to get more like potions and to get some more Pokeballs, and then that's so far when you complete the missions for Ginny, it's like a pretty large sum of money that you do there. But I'm also trying to grind up my characters. It doesn't look like there's EXP share, at least at this point in the game. So you do have to do some hot swap if you want to like level up more than one at a time. But like,
does it feel like from a progression standpoint that you are that you are getting through this game as quickly as you would like a red or blue, or have they really slowed things down to make you want to stay in each town more often?
I mean, I think
you
they've
mentioned that
slowed it
Jenny
down.
has quests for you and shit like that.
Yeah, like I've not done a whole lot besides just like heal up and go back to Route 1, heal up and go back to Route 1. And I'm just like grinding stuff out there. And like the level, because I can't remember directly in red and blue. I mean, I've seen a level all the way to level 7 pop up on a random encounter on Route 1, which I think is pretty high. Like that seems a little bit higher than
that is pretty high.
Yeah. So like when you first get out there, like you might go up against a level 7 and you're level 3 or 4. So they do a pretty good, I don't know if it's a good job, but they definitely do the MMO thing where they're like, hey, you need to go and kill a bunch of rats in this basement. You know, it's like that type of thing.
Rattatas in this basement. Yeah.
No, you just steal their fur. I want that sweet rattata fur, you know?
So you're killing and skinning rattatas?
No, you have to use thief, and in doing so, when you attack them, you steal a clump of their fur, and you need 3 of those because there's a overabundance of these rattatas in this area, and you got to get rid of them.
Oh, so it's an infestation.
Mm-hmm.
And you're playing this game on the PC.
Mm-hmm. Yep. If you have an Android device, you can play it there.
Okay, and your PC's not like covered in viruses now?
Maybe.
Or have you been like locked out and got spyware?
No. So you basically you download the client, and then you create your account. And when you create your account, there's 2 servers that you can log into. There's silver and gold. I chose gold, but I did accidentally go into silver one time, and your character does not carry over. So like you could basically be running two different characters on 2 different servers. So I'm on the gold server.
Because you're our golden boy.
It's look. This is fucking weird. It's weird and wild.
It is weird.
I thought about streaming it just because of how absurd it is, but I'm thinking to myself like, should I even like? I don't even
go to jail for that.
So like I don't know.
There's plenty of videos online of this game.
Okay.
And all those people, jail.
I mean, I
You
can't
play Pokemon Revolution,
deny
straight
that.
to jail. You downloaded the gold server, jail. You played on the silver server, jail. You still from my Rattata, jail.
That's double jail.
Double jail. So yeah, that's it.
Parks
for me.
and Rec was a good show.
It's fucking weird and wild. I don't know. It's weird. This is weird.
I don't even know if I should say anything now because that's just.
We don't think you should say anything either. Okay, guys, let's move on. It's the games of March.
Yay!
No, Johnny, you at least have one game I want to hear about.
Oh, Captain Toad?
No. That game's cool too, but that is not the game.
It's cool. About. And super charming.
It is. It's great.
So, yeah, okay. I didn't get to say the thing I wanted to say about Valheim during the Valheim talk.
Say it.
So I'll just very quickly say, Bobby, I think I'm going to strike off and go and chart out a place that we haven't been yet on the map. And I need you to tell me what that is because I was going to set out and then mark stuff on the map for everybody. Anyway, that game's really cool.
It could have been an email. Like that doesn't need to be on the podcast.
Now I was thinking about it.
You could send a text.
You gotta hit me up in VChat next time. We call that the Valheim chat. VChat me.
Viking chat.
Send me your crow.
So good.
Talk to me through your crow, boy.
Hail, traveler.
Johnny, you diced some dungeons. Please tell me about
Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is a Wii U game. So 2-3 weeks ago, there's a pricing error for that game through Walmart.
A significant.
You can get that game. Yeah, it's like $4.43, and it came with the game and the new portion they made for the Switch. And I've played through the first, 10 or so puzzles, and that game
it's good.
It's fun.
It's a
nice way to cap your evening. I feel like just do a couple of those puzzles. No real low pressure. Even though you can walk Toad into lava, there's no real consequences for fucking up like that. Bobby, did you play this game too?
Yeah, I played a chunk of it. Sarah has actually progressed further than I did at this point in time. She's been playing a lot of it
Okay.
herself.
Is she enjoying it?
Well, she's smarter than you.
She's smarter than me.
Of course she
yes.
is. Yeah, but so not a ton there. The other game that I bought, also on my Switch, while it was on sale, is a game that Chase really enjoyed, and that is Dicey Dungeons.
Yay!
So I'm not super deep into this either because, like Bobby, most of the time I've been playing games has been spent playing Valheim. But that game's really cool, Chase. I really like what it's doing. It reminds me a little bit of Slay the Spire with how minimalist the animations and stuff are, but the way the combat works and swapping out your different power-ups and all that, like it works for me on a level that games like that just tickle my brain a little bit, and I get really into it. And
Sure.
how long does a full run take?
Depends on the character you play as, but I would say, I mean, if you're starting as the warrior, it maybe like 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. Like it's not super long.
Okay. I've definitely been more of it than that. Maybe I just.
Well, maybe you just suck. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you talked at length about that game, but I just wanted to acknowledge that I have played it and have been enjoying it. So I just have the warrior. How quickly do you unlock other characters?
You unlock them every time you win.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains why I haven't unlocked a new character yet.
I think so.
Good,
I think it's every time you win.
I guess so. Yeah, like it's been a light week for me with other stuff outside of Valheim. So
hey, how's Super Robot Wars coming?
I haven't played that game in about a week. I fired it up a couple times and played through part of a mission. They're getting a little bit longer, a lot more dialogue.
Oh yeah, they do that.
And it's Chase.
This doesn't sound like a good time.
I'm still playing Robot Wars. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, you're still watching Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I haven't watched any more of that. No.
Wow.
Have you watched Cowboy Bebop yet, Bobby?
I'm done with it.
No, you're not. You liar.
Done with it. Next one. What's the next brain buster you got, Johnny?
Yeah. What's your favorite episode?
The one with the corgi.
Who's your favorite character?
The corgi.
A number.
Well, we can't beat that logic.
Moving on. Next.
All right. Should we talk about February and then talk about March?
Sure.
Yeah, take us there, Chase.
All right, guys. Well, let's try to run through this a little quicker because we spent a lot of time talking about things that weren't rock and roll racing, and then we spent a little bit of time on rock and roll racing. So let's move on. Anyway, we when we do these previews for the next month or for this month, we always look back at the last month and see how we did on what our picks were and see if we're still comfortable with those picks. So for me, I had Persona 5 Strikers. Feel great about it. Can't wait to get back to it and play some more of it. Super Mario 3D World. Had a good time with it. Gonna continue playing more and excited to play Bowser's Fury. And then Bravely Default 2. And we don't talk about that. Bobby, actually. So you guys know how I kind of cooled on that game with the second demo. And I just got to a point where it's like, I would rather just go play one of the old Bravely Default games instead of playing this one.
That makes me sad.
But I might pick it up later if it goes on sale or if they make some more adjustments to it. I'm not sure. Or if somebody just says, hey, get over it because it's actually really good, then maybe I'd do that. But barring that, not that big of a deal. Bobby, you had Nuts.
Yep.
And you like Nuts, right? Did you finish Nuts?
Yes, he's crazy about him.
I did not finish Nuts. I got it on. I ended up getting it on my PC because I want to play it on there.
Okay.
So I had to start.
I bought that for Switch and have not started it, but I really would like to. That game looks cool. You also had Super Mario 3D World and Persona 5 Strikers, which we have talked about on the show.
Yep.
That you seem positive on. And then Johnny, you also had Persona 5 Strikers to round us out. You had Bravely Default, which you did not buy, probably because of me.
Yes.
I'll hang on to that. Too much Super Robot Wars. I get it. And then you said Destruction All Stars looks okay, which was free. So I assume you've probably put some time into that, right?
I played exactly one round of that game, and you know what? It's okay.
Well, he doesn't lie, ladies and gentlemen.
Here it is.
I mean, it's super bare bones.
Yeah.
And I don't. It's the driving was fine, and the running around outside the car was weird.
Yeah.
There's something there. It's just not something I'm gonna spend a ton of my time playing.
I don't know if it continued into March, but when that game does stop being free, then it becomes $20, and I would say don't spend $20 on that game. But free was an okay amount of money to spend.
Price.
Yeah. Speaking of free games, let's talk about what's free this month. On Xbox Game with Gold, we've got Warface Breakout.
That's not a real thing.
I know it doesn't seem real. I don't.
Wow.
That sounds like the name of a video game they reference in a Judd Apatow movie.
It sounds more real than VALA Vicious Attack Llama Apocalypse.
That sounds like a Monty Python game.
What the hell is going on?
That sounds like somebody is like. It sounds like somebody is a George Minter fan, but also doesn't know anything about George Minter games and just said llama. That's right. Anyway. For the Xbox 360, which are also compatible with your Xbox One or your Xbox One X, correct, boys?
The series.
That's how that works.
Of X,
Series
the
X.
Series of X, the Xbox
Series X. Right. Metal Slug 3, which Metal Slug 3. What?
What's
your problem, Johnny?
This llama game.
Oh
my God! There's a robot that just mowed down all these llamas.
Don't make it sound like it's good.
There's a news station called LNN.
Okay.
He's gonna. This is the new Jude game.
Yeah, Jude's new favorite game.
Jude loves this game. He plays it by himself all the time. He's obsessed with it.
He does.
And then the other Xbox 360 game that's compatible with your Xbox Ones or your Xbox Series X's or S's is Port Royal 3. I don't know what that is. Sounds like
it's one
strategy
of those
thing.
It's like
buying and selling.
Yeah, it's like Tropico, but not.
Oh, okay. Do you know that for a fact, or are you guessing?
Guessing. Just guessing.
Fair enough. I would also be guessing. I put it in there. I saw the box art and went like, nah, whatever. We don't need to spend a lot of time talking about it.
Not for us.
For PlayStation Plus, 2020's Game of the Year, Final Fantasy VII Remake is available. So if you have not downloaded our 2020 Game of the Year, please do that. We all found it to be quite good. Maybe not quite as good as Hades, but also way better than Hades, apparently, because that's what we call it.
Please note, this version does not include the upgrade for the PS5.
Correct.
Wait, if I hold the microphone from my headset like this, do I look like Bob Barker on The Price is Right now?
No.
I wish you were as charming as Bob Barker.
No. Still no.
Okay. So how do they do
that? Your beard hair is too dark. Also, Bob Barker didn't have a beard.
How do they?
But also, he had hair.
Is there like a path to upgrade this then? Like a lesser cost for this, or how do they do that?
Probably not.
Those bastards. Look,
I don't know. That's a good question. But
that's a hell of a game. That's one of the most impressive PS Plus titles I have seen on here. I think that's a fantastic fucking video game that you get thrown in for free. Like, that's a big deal.
And it came post podcast, but that was the Sony State of Play where we heard the news about the PS5 version that's getting some fancier stuff, and then also new side story with Yuffie. So that's cool. That's stuff, and it's happening this year. Neato. That's good. There was also some Pokemon news. We'll probably not cover it right now, but it was good. I think the Pokemon news was the best thing of the week.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything on our note for it, so it probably doesn't exist yet. as far as like
That's
news.
true. It's true. Maybe in a couple months. Who knows?
Yeah.
Also on PlayStation Plus, we will be talking about it this month, and that is Maquette is for PS5 only. But we will mention more of Maquette when we get
Is it
to
Maquette or Marquette?
the games of March. It is Maquette.
Interesting.
It's written as Marquette here, but it is Maquette.
Maquette.
I listened to a developer preview that called it Maquette.
Nice.
Baguette.
If you have PSVR, you can play Farpoint for free on PlayStation
I heard that
Plus.
game's all right.
And if I've heard it was competent, sure, but you have to have PSVR to play it. And then Remnant from the Ashes, which was that Dark Souls shooter game. Bobby, you played that one?
Yeah, I actually like that game quite a bit. It's
very cool. Well, it's free
neat.
now, so
yeah.
Maybe I'll add it to my library and then never actually download it. But I'll have it. And then Bobby, you as our Game Pass guru, tell us about the games that are coming to Game Pass in March.
I don't know if I like for this segment because it's not technically Game Pass. I don't think that includes the EA stuff, but there's a lot coming from EA this month, and I'll just throw out there that Star Wars Squadrons is going to be available with the Game Pass Ultimate service through EA. If you haven't played that, we've talked about it on the show. That's a very cool game. You should definitely check that one out. But some of these games came out already. February is a shorter month, and they talked about a few of them, but there's some here. So Code Vein is PC only. Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire Ultimate Edition. That's available on cloud and console. Wreckfest is available on all platforms. Killer Queen Black is on cloud and console. Dirt 5 is on all platforms. Elite Dangerous is on console only, which I'm a little disappointed. I would have checked that out, I think, had it been PC. And then, Johnny, if you haven't checked this one out yet, Super Hot Mind Control Delete is on PC. And that is fucking awesome. And you should check that out for sure.
Yeah, I got it on Xbox for free.
Nice. Yeah, that's
not on Switch yet.
Not on Switch yet.
It's disappointing. You didn't mention Football Manager
21. They just announced that today.
Yeah,
I'm excited about that.
I didn't. I said sports games and Star Wars.
I think NBA 2K.
Johnny's a
too.
No, there's like
Johnny's a fan of the footy.
I think there's 5 sports games coming out this month through the EA partnership, and Football Manager is in fact one of them.
That's not EA, but
well, what do I know? And what do I care?
I was just letting you know.
There you go. That's more important. More important. It's not what do you know, it's what do you care. All right, guys, let's talk about March.
Who me, damn it.
Starting us off, this game's out right now. You guys could be playing it right now instead of listening to this dumb podcast, and that is Harvest Moon One World.
What?
Yeah, this game looks,
you wouldn't. I don't think you'd want to.
It looks bad.
Kind of looks not good.
Phone game.
For anybody who's listening and not here with us live, just know that we are watching some trailers alongside this here on the stream. But it does have a strange look to it for sure.
It's almost like that new. I get the same feeling looking at this as I do looking at that new Ghost and Goblin game.
This looks much better than that.
It doesn't look great.
That Ghost and Goblin looks like dog shit. This looks.
Honestly, there is another farming game. Yeah, there is another farming game that's coming out this month. He did say it. We know. We heard you.
Reinforcing what you said.
Okay.
There's another farming game that's coming out this month that maybe you should check out instead. But honestly, it sounds like you probably should just stick with Stardew Valley at this point if you want to play some farming games.
Yeah.
But that game, for anybody interested in Harvest Moon One World, that game is coming out for Nintendo Switch and PS4, and that's it. That's all I have to say. I enjoyed some Harvest Moon games back in the day, and then I don't know what they've done to it anymore.
Nothing good.
Also out yesterday, as we mentioned, Maquette is out for PC, PS4, and PS5, free for PS5 players. This game reminds me a lot of a 2019 VR game that was called A Fisherman's Tale. I don't know if you guys ever saw anything like that.
No.
It's like you were in like a little cabin, and there was a model of a little cabin there, and you could mess around with stuff in the little cabin, and it would actually mess around with the cabin that you're in. So it's a recursive puzzle game, and that's what Maquette is as well. but it kind of has like some of the Witness vibes and tone in what it's doing.
I can see that for sure.
I think it looks really cool. The trailer they showed had some interesting ideas where like you pick up a key that you use to unlock a door, but then you take that key out and you put it into the model set, and now the key is much bigger there, so it creates a bridge for the smaller or for the bigger area now that you're in. It seems like it has some potential for really cool ideas. I was probably going to end up picking this up anyway, so really cool that it's free to me now as a PS5
That's a great
player. It seems really cool.
Nice.
Also out yesterday was Yakuza Like a Dragon, the PS5 version of it. So if you don't have Yakuza Like a Dragon and want it to look shiny and nice, you can do it there. I don't know if there was an upgrade path for PS4. I imagine.
I don't know.
Actually, you know what? I don't want to imagine if I don't know if Sega does that.
And you've got this already, right?
I have a PS4. I don't know if I'm going to go back to it. Not that I think it's bad, just that with games like Persona and Mario and
it's a lot.
Other stuff that I've got to play, I think Yakuza might be one I can kind of put to the side, and that makes me sad because I think I was anticipating that game for a really long time.
Sure.
And it's fine. It's cool. There's good stuff. Tomorrow, from when we're recording this, or yesterday, if you're listening to the archive, or 3 million years ago, if you're listening way in the future at the archive. Those are the options. Those are really the only 3 options. You're either listening live, listening on Friday, or
on Mars.
Listening extremely in the future. Yeah. You can pick up Nosia. I think that's how you'd pronounce it.
Yeah.
Gnosia for the Nintendo Switch.
It's got some chase vibes.
No, don't. No.
Yeah, this has got some chase vibes.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, this has got BCE to it.
No.
Big chase image.
Bobby, fuck off.
BCE, baby.
Bobby, I was going to say that before you came up with the acronym. Just our minds are linked up.
Lizard brains.
I don't like this. This
is the most chase ass shit. This is chase ass.
No, shit. Get out of here. You saw it's a visual novel, and you're like, that's what Chase likes.
No,
that's not true.
Hang on, I'm pulling out the microphone. It's a visual novel that also features very clean hand-drawn animation and women.
That's
BCE.
Hey, Bobby, that's all visual novels. That's what visual novels are. It is an anime delivery system. That is not new.
Am I wrong?
You're wrong. This is not me. Did you read my description, my notes here?
If anything, this is like a Teenage Jude game.
Exactly. That's my point.
What if Among Us was a visual novel? Seems
exactly.
Okay.
That is not big chase energy. That is slightly larger Jude energy.
It's BJ.
I don't know.
Sludge. It's sludge.
That kid's already big. He doesn't need to be any bigger.
So this game's out?
No, it's out tomorrow. Well, God damn it, Bobby. It depends on when you're listening to it.
Okay.
Listening to the podcast version of this podcast, then this game is out.
Okay.
If you're listening to it 3 million years in the future,
It's
still
dead.
can't buy Tokyo Jungle Mobile. I'm sorry. It's still gone. It's still dead. You're probably living through Tokyo Jungle Mobile, though, so that's a different thing. Also out on the 4th, Mortal Shell Enhanced Edition for the PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Cool.
The features that we're getting for this enhanced version, 4K, 60 frames per second, enhanced textures. It's a free upgrade for owners of the PS4 and Xbox One versions. Johnny, this is a Dark Souls, I believe. So you're a resident Dark Souls man.
I played the demo for this a little bit, and it kind of slipped under my radar. One of those ones that maybe I'll wait for it goes on sale. And I think it just came out in like January, right?
Yeah, it's pretty new.
So I'll probably play this at some point. I also could definitely see it, as we want to say, coming to Game Pass or being a PS Plus game.
Yeah.
I'd probably check it out then.
Cool.
I remember people being relatively positive on
Yeah,
it. It seemed
has some
seemed like
neat
a cool idea. Yeah.
Wears its influences on its sleeve, but it does have a unique aspect in the shell thing, and also being able to stop mid animation basically, and then time that to complete the animation. Like it had some cool ideas, but it just wasn't one that I ended up picking up at the time. But this is nice, and it's cool that they're giving, like, it's a small studio who made this. It's cool that they're giving those enhancements out for free if you already own the previous gen version of that. So
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah, that is cool. Then on the 9th, we're getting Apex Legends for the Nintendo Switch. You guys know that game?
The game is awesome.
It's a game that people know.
Yeah.
It looks like it plays well.
I can't imagine what it's going to be like on the Switch, but hey, it's free.
So
if it's your only option, I'm sure it's okay.
Is this where they introduced crossplay with the Switch, or is that already out? You want to check that, Johnny? I thought crossplay was coming. Anybody in chat might know. Anyway, Apex Legends.
So
good.
Is Johnny the only one of the three of us who's played it? No, you've played it also.
Yeah,
Bobby?
I played a good amount of it.
How to enable crossplay in Apex Legends and play with friends. Yeah, it's out. It's been out for about a month.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. All right. Well, guys, I know you're excited about this next one on 3/11 Day. Everybody's favorite day of the year. We're also getting one of the best video games of the year, and that is
original
Monster Energy Supercross : the official video game 4.
So when I was looking through this note earlier today, I watched more of this game than I care to admit right now, and I was like, yeah, okay.
Here's the thing: the game looks fine. Like it's whatever. It's a motorcycle supercross game. It's fucking name, man, and the name gets better. We'll get there. Oh yes, you mean Monster Energy AMA Supercross 4 FIM World Championship : the official video game. AMA, everyone knows, obviously, is the American Motorcycle Association, and FIM stands for the Fédération Internationale de Motorcyclisme. Because I can speak good Spanish, French.
Coming out on.
Is that French?
You did all right. You did all right there.
Is that French or is that Spanish? Is that French or is that Spanish?
I don't think that's the least.
I bet that's French
at this point in time.
I bet that's French. That's some French ass shit.
Yeah, the little characters above the. I don't know anything. I'm a dumb American.
Those Frenchies and their bikes.
Yeah,
we all know. But this is coming for everything. I mean, well, not Switch, but PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and everyone's favorite console that totally isn't dead on arrival, the Stadia.
Damn. All right.
Good thing it wasn't an in-house developed game, or it'd be dead by now.
Ooh, that's a sick burn.
It's a spicy meatball right there. Actually, maybe it's Italian. You know what? It's probably Italian. They like their bikes more than the French.
I'm watching this trailer play on the stream, and I guess I just like dirt rally type racing, and
sure,
speaking to me.
You want to play Excite Bike?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about the Wii version of Excite Bike that came out.
You know what? As they're rotating shit out over there at Nintendo,
yeah, there was one
when they look at like Tetris 99, Super Mario 35, they should do like a Mario Maker Excite Bike.
They did. It's called Excite Bike.
Yeah,
it has a level editor.
I know, but I'm saying like in modern age, right? Or did they have one that come out? They did have one that come out, didn't they? Recently?
Wii.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the most recent release for Excite Bike. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I mean, they also had Excite Truck for the Wii, and if you want to play an Excite game, you should play Excite Truck.
Nice.
It is made by Nintendo. It is absolutely true. Anyway, next day, 3/12, we are getting Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. That game's already out, but it's out for new stuff now for the Nintendo Switch, the PS5, and the Xbox Series X. The Switch is just a port from the PS4 and Xbox One versions, but then the enhanced versions for PS5 and Xbox Series X. So I watched the trailer for this just to see what was actually getting enhanced, and they mentioned a couple things like textures and frame rate and stuff like that. And one of the things they mentioned, it's going to have the trigger stuff, the DualSense triggers for the PS5 version, and they talked about all the stuff that you'd get out of those triggers, whether it's somebody's jumping or somebody's helicopter or whatever. Or and then like whoever I can't remember, like he's like an alligator or crocodile or something who's got like a vacuum.
Yeah.
And they said you can really feel the suck. And I thought, I don't know if that's the phrasing I'd go with.
Hell yeah.
Are we not doing phrasing
for your video game? I don't think we're doing phrasing anymore.
I mean, look, that game looks pretty for sure. I think it's got a really nice look to it.
I want to play that game at some point.
And it's a free upgrade if you already own the older version of it. So, no reason not to go back and feel the suck together.
This will be something that they put out around holiday time on PS Plus, I bet.
I definitely see that.
I can believe that. Or Games with Gold, because it's on both.
Yep.
The next game on March 16th is Stubbs. Okay, Bobby, why don't you just tell us what it is?
Stubbs the Zombie's back, baby.
Please say the full title for
Stubbs
our listeners
the Zombie,
who aren't familiar.
Rebel Without a Pulse.
Very good. Coming out for Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. Yeah, Bobby, you are our resident Stubbs expert. Every site has one, and you're ours. So what can you tell us, the uninitiated, about Stubbs?
I don't know if this game holds up nearly as much as I remember it when I played on the original Xbox. It's set. It's got like that mid-century kind of like 50s, 60s vibe to it. It had an awesome soundtrack at the time where a lot of like indie and punk bands covered songs from that time period. The physics of this game were really good for what it was. I think it ran on the same engine that Halo did, and it was fine. Like I think that the story it was a dumb story, but it definitely had some heart. And I'm for sure going to be checking this out again. It's PC, Switch, and I think PlayStation. My understanding is that it's already on Xbox. Like if you have an Xbox, you can play it. I think through back to back.
Yeah, I don't know if this is enhanced in any way or if it's just a port.
I don't know.
I think it's got like better textures.
It looks like it has better textures.
Yeah.
At least like higher res total, like upscaled maybe.
No,
on the 18th.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and finish your thought.
No. I'm good.
Okay. No, you wanna get to the most exciting game that's coming out in March?
Yes.
Well, we loved what Square Enix did with Outriders, and it just the hits keep on coming. Marvel's Avengers coming out March 18th, the enhanced version for PS5 and Xbox Series X. Okay, guys, here's what they're upgrading. They put out a big list. I think we need to go over all of this stuff. Let's see. I've got it. Yeah, absolutely. We have to do it. It is the same for PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Okay.
I don't see anything mentioned about the DualSense in the PS5, so I think it is just we made these versions better in the same kinds of ways. So, if you're playing the native PS5 version of this, you are getting cross-gen matchmaking, cross-gen save file import. You're not getting faster load times because I guess you already have them. You're getting an improved, significant. Wait, no, sorry. God damn it! Oh, god damn it! I hate this. You're not getting faster load times. You're getting significantly faster load times. Fucking X's on this thing.
I would hope so because the load times on this were atrocious. They were awful.
You're getting an improved frame rate versus the original PS4 version. You're getting higher resolution textures, not high resolution, higher resolution textures. You're getting improved heroics and armor destruction versus the PS4. I don't know what the fuck that means. Is heroics like their super moves or something?
I think so. I don't fucking know, man. I can't remember. I've kind of
you're the one who played
this
it.
one.
You're getting stochastic screen space reflections. Everyone knows about.
Please move on, because
no, we cannot. You're getting You're getting contact aware sharpening. Everyone loves
Coming
that.
out
You're getting
March
higher
18th.
resolution
Yeah, let's move on.
translucency.
Yeah,
You're
we're not
getting
gonna-
improved ambient occlusion, improved
Nope.
anisotropic
Okay,
texturing.
okay.
You're getting spatial audio.
That's
you're getting
enough.
Maptic feedback, and they're not taking the suck out of the game, from what I've heard.
Okay, what's next?
That was me. If
Also-
I died,
Also, Hawkeye.
now.
Also, Hawkeye's probably in it at this point. I don't know.
I'm dead.
Also on March 18th, Minute of Islands is coming out for PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. I think this looks cool. It's a puzzle platformer. It's got kind of a I'd say the art style reminds me of like an Adventure Time with its outlines and simple coloring. It looks a little darker than Adventure Time.
Better than Marvel's Avengers.
Probably. I would spend your money on Minute of Islands and not Avengers. But I think that game looks cool. On March 23rd, Overcooked All You Can Eat for PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. This is a bundle of all the content from both Overcooked 1 and Overcooked 2. I'd say, Johnny, are you going to buy this? But you already own those games, right?
Yep.
So there's kind of no reason to.
I own the first one. The second one's on Game Pass.
Oh, okay.
These are
Cool that
Mass
it's bundled
Effect 4
together.
too, though.
Yeah, and
Were they?
great. Now I can have an anxiety attack in even higher definition.
Yes, but does it have stochastic tropic?
Yep.
I don't fucking know anymore. I can't do.
It sure
I can't do
does.
the bit anymore. March 23rd gives us Story of Seasons: Pioneers of Olive Town. In case you didn't want to play Harvest Moon because it didn't look very good, but you also didn't want to play Stardew Valley because it looked too good. Maybe I could interest you in Story of Seasons: Pioneers of Olive Town for the Nintendo Switch.
Okay, what was the Game Freak, or is it Game Freak? Heroes of Mineral Town? Is that what it's called?
Oh,
My
is
Time
that
at Portia?
Rune Factory?
I don't know. When I read that, I thought, is this a sequel to that game that both of you guys hated?
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean Little Town Hero?
Yeah.
You meant Little Town
Yeah,
Hero.
that
No,
game
this
is
is
not great.
This is not that. It's probably better than that. Probably not by much.
This
though.
looks all right.
You talking about our next game or Story of Seasons?
Story Seasons, it's got an all right look to it.
Oh, okay.
If you're
Well,
into
the next
farming.
game is specifically for you, Bobby, and I want you to read it off, please.
The next game is Love Live School Idol Festival After School Activity YY Home Meeting.
Yep.
You know, I feel like you didn't really give it the emphasis. There's a lot of exclamation marks in here, and I really would have preferred you to give it your all, but we'll deal with it. We'll
Love
deal with
Live
it.
School Idol Festival After School Activity YY Home Meeting. Better.
There we go. There we go.
Better.
Very good. I love
Thank
it.
you.
I love it.
Yeah.
Somebody clip that for me.
This shit.
That's coming out for PS4 on 3/24.
This looks bad.
I don't know.
This also.
I know there's some Love Live animes. I think
potential.
it's also like a
BCE?
gotcha game. I don't know. No, stop that. This was the joke. This was the hey, we're gonna have some fun here. Anime, right? Ha ha ha. No, I'm not a Love Liver.
Oh man,
I'll just play Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
This is not good. Not good.
I like Tokyo Mirage Sessions, so I like idle shit. I just don't like this idle shit.
Okay.
Anyway, next, March 25th, Bladed Fury. If that sounds familiar, it's because I think I've mentioned it like 3 different times in our previews. But now it's supposed to finally be coming out for Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One.
For real.
As we said, it's already out on PC. For real. It's on the eShop and everything. It got delayed. Hopefully, it actually does come out this month. But like I said, it's on the eShop. So
All right.
Fingers crossed. This is the, it's got that, like I say every time, it's got that Muramasa the Demon Blade vibe to it. And I'm a sucker for that. So fingers crossed, this is what I'm looking for.
Yep.
Probably not. But I hope it is.
Speaking of
Anyway.
what you're looking for, Chase.
No, this is not BCE. Stop it. Just stop it.
This next one looks terrible.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
not,
Yeah,
not
it
looking
does.
Great.
No BCE here for sure. March 26th, Balan Wonderworld. PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One.
Yeah, I don't
Xbox
like this.
Series
I don't
X.
like this at all.
None of us tried the demo.
I had it
I
downloaded.
watched
And I did
some
not even
gameplay footage.
Yeah, I downloaded it and said no.
It does. It just looks like Mario Odyssey, except they didn't actually learn anything from Mario Odyssey.
The character animation while you're running looks
just
terrible.
Very good. So the reason people are talking about this game is because it's designed by Yuji Naka, or headed by Yuji Naka, who we all know as the creator of Ivy the Kiwi, also Sonic, I guess, and Nights into Dreams. Everyone loves Nights. I just don't think this looks very good at all.
Mm-mm.
No,
it really doesn't. It really looks bad.
God awful.
Yeah, not good.
It's amazing that it's a game that's coming out in 2021. Like that just doesn't seem like a thing that should happen.
God, this looks bad.
Anyway, also on the 26th, we are getting It Takes Two for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. This is another Josef Fares game.
Son of a bitch.
What? What's the problem?
You know what the problem is.
I'm not watching the stream, Bobby. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's the 1995 trailer for the Mary-Kate Olsen and Ashley Olsen It Takes Two movie.
How'd that get in there?
Well, I guess that's an oversight on my part. Certainly nobody planned for this to happen.
Kirstie Alley.
My God.
Anyway, I'm sure the game's probably similar, right?
It's gotta be.
I have to imagine.
Oh my God.
All right.
That was good.
So it takes. I'm glad I got to sneak that in there. A little pick me up for all the bullshit I've put you through on this episode.
Yeah.
So this is another one of those Josef Fares games that you play with two people. The brothers, Tale of Two Sons.
It's still movie.
Yeah, good. Of course it is. Please keep it up. What's the other one? What's the prison escape one?
Way Out.
A Way Out?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Every time I see one of his games, I think, oh, that seems kind of neat. I should just play Brothers. Yep. And then I don't play Brothers, and I don't know why I don't play Brothers, but
Brothers seems good.
I don't know. He's making another one. This one seems neat too. Like it doesn't seem as gritty as A Way Out, but seems sweet. Seems nice. I don't know.
All right.
Seems okay. Also on the 26th, Monster Hunter. I guess. Switch.
God, I am so fucking
Monster Hunter Rise.
Yeah, buddy.
Why happy awesome. Party.
My charge blade is ready. Is your hammer ready?
Oh, my hammer is yours, sir. I'm just thrilled that there'll be another year of the Casual Hour having a Monster Hunter Game of the Year. That's what I'm excited for.
God.
It's gonna be so great.
It's gonna be so good. Actually,
there's no way.
Chase, this is one that you can play with us. It's on the Switch. You have no excuses. No excuses.
I have plenty of excuses. Like, I don't like that style of game. That's my excuse.
So I'll just say, really quick, this game is been designed for the Switch, which is awesome. From the ground up, it does borrow a lot from Monster Hunter World, if you're familiar with that. It's got some really cool verticality to it. Co-op is there. Seemingly, it's on this. I think this is one of the first titles that has been switched over to that new infrastructure for online stuff that Nintendo has. So hopefully it'll be pretty easy to link up and hang out with people. But
fingers crossed.
I'm so fucking ready for this game. I cannot wait.
Yeah. But it doesn't have scout flies, so it's probably terrible.
No scout flies, just arrows.
But you have a dog. You have a Palamute. Yeah. And you can ride him.
Yep. Certainly do.
It looks cool. I can't wait.
You can sharpen your weapons while you're on the Palamute.
A lot more to come, for sure.
Okay. All right. If you say so. And then also on March 26th, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. These are enhanced versions for the PS5 and Xbox Series X. 120 frames per second at 1080p, or native 4K at 60 frames a second. So many frames.
I've been playing this in native 4K since it came out, dog.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good for you. And also, we'll have cross-gen progression, so you can just upgrade. It's a free upgrade for digital owners. Physical owners, sorry, they fucked you.
Yeah.
But digital owners, you can get a free upgrade, which I'll do because I like that game.
Nice.
It's good.
Game is good.
It's good. Bobby, little something for you and me here on March 30th. Narita Boy for the PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. We did, I would say, a very fun but technically challenged quick look, unfinished look at the demo of the Steam Games Festival version of Narita Boy. That game looks fucking sick.
The game's awesome. We were early in trying to figure out how to do remote quick looks, and I mean the audio I don't think is great on our look. But if you want to go to our webpage or our YouTube channel, you can see a nice little. We're actually playing it right now. You can see our quick look of that game, that demo for the Steam Games Festival. This game is really fucking cool. It's got so much style to it. I can't wait to see the full delivery of what it is with all the unique abilities. I am so fucking hyped for this game. I didn't expect it to be out this quick, but here we are.
Yep, same. Very excited to play this on Switch. Bobby, I imagine you're probably going to be playing it on PC.
I want to hear. I don't think it. I just want to hear how it does on the Switch. I've recently.
Okay.
I've checked out a few things on PC first, and going to the Switch, it's chugged a bit, and I just want to see what that's gonna play like.
Fair enough.
Because
I'll let you know
that one. Yeah.
And then we have a handful of games here that are to be announced. They've said they're coming out in March. They just haven't given a specific date. One of them is Death Crown, which we have also talked about on the show before. This is coming out for Switch, PS4, and Xbox One.
So I did, after we covered this.
Oh, this game.
And it got pushed back. I went and downloaded this on Steam. And I did not care for this game. I love how it looks.
Really?
I love how it sounds. I probably didn't give it enough. I mean, I think there's a little bit of a curve to it. I ended up getting my money back on this one. It just was not for me. But I hated that because I think it looks so fucking cool.
Yeah, it's got this really interesting black and white art style that you're probably seeing now on the video. I have watched a couple of reviews for the PC version, and the people I've seen talk about it like it and think it's a really cool idea of like a fast-paced RTS that you're not specifically moving units, you're just building stuff and then directing those things to different places. Seems like there's actually some kind of like cool puzzly levels in there as well. Somebody was mentioning a level where the computer would mimic all of your movements, would just mirror exactly what you were doing and put down the same buildings in the same spots on their side. And how you kind of had to puzzle out how you could like fuck up the computer and make it work that way. So it seems like there's some cool stuff in there. The more I look, the more I think, I don't know if this would feel good on a controller. I think a mouse is maybe the best way to play this because it is supposed to be fast paced in that way. And I just don't think a controller would be able to keep up with placing those different buildings. So I'm also kind of cooled on it despite not having played it, and I'm not sure if I'm going to pick this one up. Even though, like Bobby, I think that art style is rad, and I wish other games would pick up a similar art style.
Yeah, it has a really unique look to it.
Also, TBA, Disco Elysium: The Final Cut for PC, PS4, PS5, and Stadia. New storylines, new characters, new cutscenes. Plus, they've talked about how they now have a fully English voiced voice track for the entire game.
It's really cool.
That's awesome. And we also know that the Switch version's coming later in 2021, and an Xbox Series X version will also be coming in later 2021 as well. If you have the PC version, this is a free upgrade for you, which great. Did you beat Disco Elysium?
No, I put several hours into it, but I did not complete it.
It was a game that
Do you feel like you are going to jump back in when this Final Cut comes out?
Yeah, I look at that game in my Steam library all the time, and it's dealing with such heavy,
It's fucking
Mhm.
a
hard.
really dark game.
Yeah.
And this last year has been like the easiest to get through really dark games. The Last of Us 2
Yeah.
comes to mind. So this is a game that I really respect after hearing all of the cool like story things that it does. And I mean, I'll probably download it and fire it up and see what's what. But I don't know if I can commit to finishing it just because it was so darn heavy.
It
Yep.
is a heavy one for sure.
I'm very excited to play it. I've wanted to play it as soon as I've heard about it and knew that it was going to come to Switch eventually, and not here yet, but it's coming. It's coming. So when it does, I'll play that.
Totally.
And then the last game, did either of you guys see how to pronounce this yet?
Yes.
If so, okay. Well, that's too bad. We can't play the game. Tunchi, Tunche, which I only know because I watched a video where some other games journalists said the name. So they might also be wrong, but I searched forever to find an actual developer talk about this game anywhere, and I could not find it. So I'm gonna go with Tunchi. But I think this game looks cool. I seem to remember. I seem to remember this from earlier, and I don't know if I'm just getting it mixed up with Indivisible, but it's got a similar. It's not like an exact similar art style, but it is like a similar. It's in a similar tone and space. You're kind of some. I mean, it's a brawler. It's a side-scrolling brawler. It's got those Muramasa the Demon Blade vibes.
Oh yeah.
If you haven't heard me say that already. But this seems cool. It has a couple different characters in there. A guest character from A Hat in Time, if you played that indie game, which I did not. But it seems like it might also could be one that adds some new characters over the course of its life. Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight when's Shovel Knight going to be in this game? Any day now, right? I think it seems cool. Might be something I pick up. Yeah. So, boys, let's finish this out. What are our picks for the month? Bobby, I'm going to have you start this time.
Sure. Monster Hunter Rise, Narita Boy, and Stubbs the Zombie in Rebel Without a Pulse.
Cool. Johnny, how about you?
Monster Hunter Rise, Stubbs, and Narita Boy.
You just said the same thing as Bobby, but you switched the last two.
Yeah,
That's not original. That's what you know doing?
What? 311 Day, come original.
Come original,
God
baby.
Damn it. God damn it. Mine's a little bit different. I did have Narita Boy. I've talked about Bladed Fury and Death Crown on the show before. I still might end up picking up Death Crown. I'm not sure. Minute of Islands, I think, looks really cool. Tunchi, as we just talked about. And then Maquette, partly because it's free, but mostly because I just think it looks rad. And I actually really enjoyed my time with The Witness. So I could totally see myself playing that and really loving it. But also, I think I'm going to spend a lot of March playing Persona 5 Strikers and Super Mario 3D World. And I'll get to these games when I get to them. And I'm really glad Narita Boy is at the end of the month, where maybe I'll have some more stuff finished.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, man. There's some really nice
and that's it. That's March.
Sure. Yeah.
March is over.
So
we did it.
I really appreciate you taking us all through that. As always, it's like,
sometimes, guys, it takes 3.
It takes 3?
Good point.
Let me fix this really quick. Get us in here. Get us in this next scene here.
Mary Olsen, Kate Olsen, and Ashley Olsen. It takes 3.
It takes 3.
In theaters now.
Well, hey, it's been an awesome time breaking those down. If you've enjoyed what we've talked about, we want to hear what are your picks, right? What are you looking forward to in March? And there's a few ways that you can hang out with us and tell us about that. As you can see below, and for those of you listening, we are at the Casual Hour on all platforms for social connections. We are thecasualhour@gmail.com if you want to drop us a line there. We also post our podcast to all platforms every Friday at 9 a.m. So if you are listening to this and you ever want to check out what we're doing or how the sausage gets made, Wednesdays at 7:30 Central, you can come and hang out with us on Twitch, where we go live every week with the show. I typically stream on Monday and Friday nights. Lately, Mondays have been for Valheim, and Friday's been more of like a wild card for like new releases and things like that.
Wild card that is also Valheim.
This past week it was. This week, unless you two want to play something, it might be more Valheim. We'll see. If you have any thoughts for me,
I want to play something.
All right. Well, you better line it up for us. And it's not going to be a robot.
I don't know what it is, but I want to play something. not Valheim.
Chase, you, my friend, also run another podcast called Gamers on the Go. Why don't you tell us all about that?
It's true, yeah. Me and a guest each episode will talk about a handheld game or franchise or piece of hardware or whatever, and we'll just kind of talk everything about it. Its legacy, its impact, how it got made, and it's a good time. It doesn't have a set schedule, but we did just recently have an episode with a friend of the show, Magic Air, who came on and we talked about the Nintendo DS. And then we determined the 25 best Nintendo DS games, and that was a good time. And we got to a number one that I did not expect, but I'm actually completely happy with.
I love it when a plan comes together. Johnny, you typically play games with your son. Lately, you've been playing more games with me and Jason and Chase. What have you been up to with your son, Jude?
When's Jude gonna play Valheim?
He has. And he thought it was really cool.
Yeah, he's already messaged me to hang out and play with
I
him.
knew that kid had no taste.
He has impeccable taste.
Yeah, he loves it.
So I let him make his own character in Valheim. His Minecraft brain was kicking in, and things clicked for him.
Oh, so he just wanted to murder everybody that was there with him.
He did, yeah.
And then,
that's why I didn't let him on the server.
Yeah.
Totally blanking. We played some Fireworks Mania together.
That game looks really dumb.
Yesterday. It's real stupid, but it's $12, and you get to blow up fireworks and set things on fire. So
it's awesome.
Was there an Xbox 3? Was there like an early Xbox 360 game that was just that?
Ooh,
it was like some like fireworks demo thing where you could just, if I remember right, you could hit the 4 different buttons, and because the 4 different buttons had different colors, it would correspond to the colors of the fireworks.
That's
that would
cool.
shoot up.
That's nice.
But I might be wrong.
I don't remember anything like that.
Okay. Well, hey, that's going to do it for us this week. It's been a ton of fun. Chase, thanks again for putting together the list of all those fun games. We'll be back in a few days here on Twitch. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want.
Boom Boom Rocket.
Boom Boom Rocket.
There you go.
That's the thing.
Yep.
Over on YouTube, we do put some quick looks up. I'll probably be recording one of those hopefully in the next 2 days for Bowser's Fury and have that up on the site as well. But Johnny, Chase, has been a lot of fun. I'm sure we'll be hanging out online somewhere in some place or time. But we'll be back in a few days. If you can,